Hi guys, Kirk J here with Kirk Giordano Plastering. Today what I'm going to do is show you some lathing tips on arch radius windows. Okay, the contractor, he says, Kirk, you're going to put 7/8 on these outer and inner corners, aren't you? Because he ordered some molds to go around these. And I said, well, technically, no. We're going to put 7/8 here, but on the part where it bends, the wire dictates how full I go, and usually it's about 1/2 inch. And he says, well, gee, I thought it was 7/8. I already ordered these things. And I said, well, we could build up by hand. I'm going to show you what's necessary in order to get some inset windows. And he says, well, how are you going to get all this detail in here with the wire? I'm going to show you some. This is called arch aid, and it's because you can make arches with it. Now there are a few other types of wire that I'm going to use right here for the corners. Now what I have here is, this is called half flange, because one half is full length and the other half is flange. Now for example, if I were to bend this half flange and just do like so, and I can use a lot of different wires here, but this is the simplest, so I'm going with whatever's the simplest and most effective, saves me time. If I put this way with the flange sticking out, now that flange is going to be in my way when I take my radius. But if I put the flange this way, now that flange is on the inside, I can take my radius here and come with my full bullnose. I'll give you an idea. I'll put up a piece. I already put a piece over here, but for explanation purposes, I bent a piece here, and I kind of just made a makeshift bend at the top for that arch. Now what I'll do is I'll get this guy in here, get it in there this particular way, and that arch here, I'm going to use just a hammer tacker, guys. I can use the big gun to do this, but at the same time I can show more effectively with this little hand stapler. Okay, and what we want to do is we want to get this in here so that our stucco keys in here and it won't crack. A lot of ways to do this, guys. I can do it about 10 different ways myself, but this is the fastest, most effective way to do it. Least amount of hairline cracks. All right, now that I got my corner here, now I can build this corner up, and we're going to take it on a radius. Now I'm going to put, because we're bullnose and all this, bullnose just means it's instead of straight corners, it's bullnose, half round. I'm going to put a half round corner here. Now I can squeeze this on because our corners on this particular project are going to be wavy. This corner is not going to be perfect like this. The finish we're doing is going to have humps, bumps, and so I'm going to make this, I'm going to add some extra stucco to give this that finish. But what I'm just generally doing is reinforcing this corner. And last thing I'll do is show you folks why we can't really get 7/8 on a soffit. I can, but I've been in the trade forever. Okay, we figure out where we want to get our wire. And that's about it right there. Take my handy dandy snips, cut this. All right, now that I got this cut, and by the way, guys, you average homeowners who watch some of the things we do will never have to do this, because this is professional. Usually you'll have to have this kind of arch windows and inset arch windows at the same time. So that's kind of rare for a homeowner to do something like this. They usually hire somebody. What I like to do is kind of bend this in place, give it the arch in itself before I actually put it on. Okay, that's got a pretty good bend. And then I'll put it here. And the idea, guys, is this is going to achieve or get 7/8 of an inch. Now this is dictated by the bend, the arch aid. Usually we can put a 1/2 inch here. Can I build this up another 1/2 inch with mud? Me? Absolutely. And we will, because the fellow already ordered the molds to come out 7/8 of an inch. And when I told him, well, we're going 1/2 inch, he somewhat panicked, and I said, don't sweat it, brother. We can do this. We can just give you a little bit extra. Anyway, That's all it takes, guys. And when I get the big gun, meaning my big staple gun, pneumatic gun, I'm just going to staple all that off, and we'll plaster it. And at the end of the job, I'm going to leave about 4 inches. We're going to put our molds here, and I'm going to leave about 4 inches. Then he's going to come and he's going to attach these styrofoam molds here, and they're just going to go around there. He was talking concrete at first, and I said, man, that's a lot of weight when styrofoam is a lot better. Up here, we're 3 stories high. If it were me, I'd go styrofoam. That way, you're not worried about attaching all that concrete and having it fall off on somebody. My personal opinion. Anyway, guys, that is how you do an inset arch window, and the waterproofing is self-explanatory. We do that all the time. My name is Kirk. I am with Kirk Giordano Plastering. As usual, we thank you folks for watching. We'll see you guys on the next one.